It's one day in Saskatchewan, we run out of natural gas. If people have the fur mitts and we don't have heat,
you stand a much better chance of
to survive. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Could you survive a grid down winter if the critical infrastructure was compromised and there wasn't heat coming out of your vents? The only reason why large parts of North America were inhabitable prior to industrial civilization was because the original inhabitants relied on animal hides to stay warm. To this day, there are no synthetic man-made fabrics that are as durable, as warm, and as long-lasting as what Mother Nature provides. In today's video, we're going to talk to a lifelong trapper and fur designer and talk about why fur is so essential to preparedness and survival.
This is imitation.
That's imitation. Okay.
That won't fool me.
That me I call that carpet. Okay.
Carpet.
Yeah, it's not the same thing at all.
So this is the real. This is the imitation.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, this has a lot more like loft almost.
Oh yeah,
like soft
that you're gonna wear your lining for 10, 15, 20 years, and that you're gonna wear for maybe a year or 2 years. You have to throw again.
Right.
And you throw that in the garbage, in the dump. After 25, 30 years, maybe more. Before.
Well, this requires an animal, obviously. Mm-hmm. This is gonna last way longer. So what? Like I would say that this is almost more wasteful because you're gonna go through. 10 pairs of these, and one of these is going to last you for a lifetime.
And one thing too, any fur, if you get wet, you're not going to get cold. Imitation, if you get wet, you're going to be cold.
Yes.
You're going to get cold. That's guaranteed.
Because the wool has natural like heat retention property.
Exactly. Even if you fall in the water, you take that, you turn it, and put your feet on, you're going to get warm.
Right.
That, if you go fall in the water, you squish it, put your feet, it's cold. With the regular lining, you're gonna go minus 25. You know what I mean? And you're not gonna stay all day long. And like me, I make 3 different kind of lining. Really, it's like the sheepskin, the imitation like that, and some I put like the reflect heat in between. The reflect heat is like you got the piece of aluminum, in between the wool. So that one you go wool on both sides. Okay, and the aluminum paper inside. So
this is wool on both sides?
Yes, yeah.
So is this, you don't put any other layer over top of this? That's
yes,
what you do.
We have to put that.
Over top of this?
Yes.
Okay.
I do some with the sheep and that for the guys for the dog sled. So you go like 3 or 4 day, 5 day on this dog sled, in Yukon and then Alaska. It's a big race turn. So
they need the heavy duty.
You need, the guys to stay, 12 hour, 15 hour behind the sled, So you need the sheepskin, the reflect, and that.
Cool.
Then me, when I was strapping, was the same thing. I drive my snowmobile with my black beaver mitt, and I leave that, and I wear my little tiny glove to go set my trap. And when I come back, with the sheepskin, the way you work, you put your hands in, take them out, put it back, hot.
Yeah.
That's its thing. That's the way you go. It's one day in Saskatchewan, we run out of natural gas. If people have the fur mitts and we don't have heat,
you stand a much better chance of
to survive. Guaranteed.
Especially if you live in a cold climate, you should have some sort of contingency plan for how you're going to keep yourself warm.
Yeah.
And I think this is an essential part of that because you can have extra fuel stored, you can have a generator, you can have a wood stove.
Yeah.
But you still have to go and get wood in the forest, and your synthetic garments won't be able to keep you warm in those cases.
It's like 25 years ago in Quebec when they had that big ice storm,
Yes.
For 6 weeks. Lots of places didn't have any power. Have nothing. A lot of people didn't have wood stove. There's nothing.
Yeah.
And you just have blanket in the house, and that's it. And the people have the fur. You say he was happy.
Yeah.
You say we keep warm. You stay warm.
And so you've had these other mitts here that you were showing. You've had these for 30 years.
Yeah.
You said, or how long?
More than 25 years.
25 years old. Doesn't even look like it's aged. Like it looks like the ones that we sell that are, brand new. The palm's got a bit of wear, but the fur itself looks...
Yeah, and so some I make the tassel. So the tassel, a lot of people ask us, what do you do with the tassel? I say, that's to remove the snow. So when you have a lot of snow on your mitt, when you do like that, so the tassel will hit on your mitt.
Oh, so there is a purpose to it.
Exactly. It's not only decoration.
And I noticed that this has some of the newer gloves. They're a bit stiffer, but this one seems to
Yes.
have a nice kind of soft after you break it in for many
Exactly.
years.
Because like, you know, like I explained a while ago,
Kind of gets better with time.
Yeah.
Just like wine.
any animal I study, which part is the best one, which part is the stronger one. So which, I make like the thumb with the back part. You know, the animal where you sit, that's real strong, where the back paw. Right in the front over here, so that's the front paw. So that's where it's real strong, you know, when you walk. And where you hold the mitts, so I take the back part over here, so that's when you grab your mitts, you need longer hair, tough.
Right.
You know, you pull.
Yeah. Yeah, something like this will last a person a lifetime, I think, if they take care of it.
Yeah. Over 20 years. Oh yeah, guarantee 20 years. Like the leather, sometime, you know, like after years, you know, you're gonna have some rip or the stitch gonna go, you know.
Is it easy to repair if something
Yes,
like that happens?
real easy. Really easy to change the lining, easy to change the leather.
There's a lot of people, I think, who've never worn a fur garment before, and I think it's difficult for some people to know how much warmer fur is as opposed to like the normal toque you wear, like a cotton toque. It's just incredibly warm. It feels so natural, and I wouldn't trust anything else if I had to do like an extended like outing, you know, into the bush. I mean, I would definitely want something like this that could
I trap.
has the natural properties.
Yeah, I trap and I wear my Fisher hat all the time. So Fisher, that's my best. All my beaver I buy, you know, it's all heavy beaver. Okay, a heavy winter beaver you call. So all the sheer beaver you see, 99% is all spring beaver.
So could you tell us a bit about which type of fur, like what are the differences in the different fur of animals, like what are the different qualities, and what is the most sought after?
Me, I like Fisher. So Fisher is the same family in the Wolverine. Okay? That's real tough. And it don't freeze in the winter. Okay, and Fisher, you have all different colors. Some is more gold, some is darker. Raccoon's a real strong leather.
They're tough
And-
animals, I guess.
Oh yeah.
That's why
And-
they're so. That's why everyone's afraid of them.
Yeah. The fur is real durable, the hair, the wool, and it's real warm. So if you compare for hotter, the fur, you know, it's all even from the head to right to the tail.
Looks like much shorter.
Yes, a lot shorter. Okay, but the leather is real strong.
It looks like denser almost.
Yes, yeah. It's light, you know, and the hotter, the only, you know, you see when you touch the hotter, your finger just, you know,
Wow.
yeah. So you just shake it, you just shake it and you go, you
Goes
know,
right back.
yeah.
Seems like a really nice, flexible material.
Yeah.
More so than this.
Yeah. You see, like a hat, I make some hat, you know, like that with leather top, you know. So you put your hair flap down and lift that. How many ounces is that?
It's very light. Incredible. It's lighter than like a normal tube.
Exactly.
So it's a lighter, more. Is the otter more expensive than these other ones, or is it?
Yes, a little bit more. Yeah, hotter, a little bit more. So like now we're gonna go with coyote. Okay, so coyote.
It seems a lot like lighter, like not as dense as the otter.
Yes, exactly. So coyote. You know, we have all different color in Saskatchewan. Like now we start to have even red coyote. We have black coyote. We have red coyote. It's pretty thick. So that's still real warm too. Real warm. But to be tough, beaver, raccoon, otter is almost double the lifetime. Okay?
In
So
terms
you're
of
gonna
how
make
long it's
20 years with the beaver mitts.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make 10 years with the coyote mitts.
Okay. So what is the benefit then in getting a pair of coyote mitts over a pair of beaver mitts?
But some is fashion. Some people, you say, oh, I like the bigger mitts. I like, you know, these more puppies, bigger and stuff.
Like if I bought a pair of coyote mitts, how would I care for those mitts every season to make sure that they lasted a long time?
Okay, when animal was alive, you brush yourself, or like coyote go in the tree and rub it and stuff like that. So us, what we have to do, we take like a brush, like a fur brush, a cat brush, you know.
Yeah.
Do
That's
like
like
that.
a brush I use to brush my dog with.
Yes,
like, to get
exactly the same thing. Okay, so
the shedding.
yeah. You take the dead air out. Okay, so every year, a few times a year, you take your brush, you brush it, the dead hair stay there. You shake it. That's it. It's done. If you go outside, it's snow. You know, shake it, let it dry. Never put near a heater. Take a brush, brush it. That's it. That's it.
So what happens if you put it near a warm heat source?
The leather gonna dries up.
Okay.
When the leather dry up, that's gonna break. That's gonna rip. That's
Okay.
because even the fur is tan, you still have oil in that leather. So
Can you re-oil the leather somehow?
No.
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 It is what
when
it
it is, that's it. When it's done, it's done. And when it's tan for garment, it's good for years.
So
and
if I had these like in a hot tent, like I do some hot tent camping with a wood stove.
but it's no problem because you go outside, you come back in. You go like that's why in the winter it's good. You know, you go outside, you take some humidity from the hair.
Yeah.
You know, like it's almost like feed it. If you keep all the time inside the house, you know you're gonna dry up. So in the summertime it's the same thing. Like to protect your fur in the summer, me what I suggest, like if you don't have a fur store for a cold storage, you do it yourself. You take some tissue paper, you put inside, you wrap around, and you take like a pillowcase, whatever, where some people take a paper bag, and you put this mid inside, and you put that in a closet. So the tissue paper, if you have too much humidity, the tissue paper is gonna absorb, okay? And it's good for the whole summer. So in the fall, you take your mitts, take your brush it, shake it, ready to go.
So who taught you how to trap? Because that's a skill you got to learn.
Man, like in that time, I wanted to have a course for trapping, like in New Brunswick, and slowly, I started to trap some fox and beaver and stuff, and that's the way I start.
And so there was a course that you were actually taught how to trap. Is that a course
Yes.
that's still available today?
Oh yes. Like anybody want to go trap, like you have to get that course, and to explain how you trap, which trap for which animal, and each province got different rule for each different trap and stuff, and different date for season. For each animal. When you're a trapper, you study the animal, and where the animal go. It's like over here in Saskatchewan, this area is almost no wood, okay? It's only a little patch of wood. So where's the deer going to go hide? You're going to go hide the little patch of wood. So where's the coyote going to go find some food? That's in those little patch of wood. Because the deer is there, the rabbit is there, like, all the animals go hide there.
If you were out surviving in the wilderness,
Yeah.
would you hunt or would you trap? Or would you do both, maybe?
But you have to do both. To
to do
survival,
both,
you
yeah.
have to do both, really. And to trap is lots of work. Like if you trap beaver, like in the fall, early winter, and you're in the ice and in the water till up your chest, and it's real cold, and you have maybe 12, 15 hours a day. You just go to set trap and check, and all the time you just go. You're in the water, cold and snow. Lots of time, lots of
Checking the traps and
you reset and all that, and sometimes you have a little squirrel or you have a weasel, so you have to reset that for the marten and fisher if you trap.
Is there a certain amount of time that you have to check the traps?
Yeah,
between?
it's 24 hour. Every 24 hours, that's the max you can go.
That's
okay?
by law.
That's the law. Okay. Like long time ago, we called a trapper a weekend trapper. The Saturday, Sunday, he go set the trap. The next weekend, he go check his trap.
Right.
Okay. So if the animal was, was struggle, we would not cut right. So. It was
You would be
not
suffering for a week.
exactly. Yeah. So that's why you put the time. Every 24 hours, you have to go check your trap. We still use those legal trap. The trap have to be certified, and you got like a space between the jaw, and even we have some with rubber jaw. You know, so the animal when he caught, you know, you don't break his bone, you just hold him.
I think a lot of people still have the idea in their heads that the traps are like these, vicious looking things with the teeth that,
No.
dig into the animal's leg or something like that.
No.
I don't think a lot of people are aware of just how far and how much regulation there is now in hunting and trapping. So maybe, could you tell us a bit more about how it's become a more humane practice?
Because like even in Canada, like in the Europe, push a little bit, for that to have some traps certified. So some different company make some trap, and Fur Institute in Canada, okay, hire some people, and you have some live animal, okay. So and he tried those trap on, which one gonna kill the faster and the human way he call. So when you go trapping course, the trapping course say those trap, that's a certified trap, okay, and you're good to trap those animals.
Do you have any survival stories of like when you're out there trapping? Do you have any crazy stories?
1 year I have me and my friend. We're back in north in New Brunswick, and we call it the Christmas Mountain. That's way, way, way up in the mountain. So New Year's Eve morning, so we have 1 foot of fresh snow. I asked my buddy to come with me. I have to pull some trap up there. It was maybe around -30 there, and the wind. So we went over there with the 2 skidoo, and we started to go, and my trap line over there was maybe around 45 miles up in the mountain. And so almost the halfway, you got 1 skidoo. His skidoo broke. So I said, oh, no problem. I have my big sled behind and that big skidoo, and I said we'll keep going, So we went right to the end, 45 miles, and go turn around, pull some trap, go in the water, take some hotter trap out, and so me I have a big wide track, long track skidoo, and I said 2 guys, no problem. So we start to come back a little bit, and bang, skidoo jam. Broke, and we'll have a lunch only for 1 day. Try to make a fire over here, anything like that. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's nobody.
And you're like 45 miles from
45 miles. Okay, so we start with everybody. Me and my buddy will have snowshoes, and say, look, we took what we have, and we start to walk, come back. Okay, and the wind was just crazy, and even an hour after, we don't see the skidoo track anymore, like the snow and the blowing snow. So we start to walk and walk. And my buddy is saying, no, I have to stop to try to make fire somewhere. I said, look, if you take half an hour, you're dead. So we start to get real cold, and so we walk all that day, all that night, so we walk for 37 hours. Okay, so we start to go down
in -30.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why if you stop 10 minutes, you're dead.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get up. Your hat and everything was ice. Like you just walk. When we start to go down the hill, the New Year's day after, and 1 skidoo we start to go up. So he grabbed my buddy, he bring to his camp. An hour and a half later, he come to get me, and we go over there. And I say, I'm never gonna freeze again.
So if you are local or you're from Canada and you want to get yourself some fur, check out kingsfur.com. And I just want to thank Fernand for coming on the channel today, and hopefully one of these days he'll take me out to learn how to trap. I think that would be an excellent how-to video. Maybe I can convince him to do that. No, he doesn't do it anymore, but what do you say?
I promise I'm gonna bring you on the road one time, and we're gonna enjoy.
Nice.
You're gonna love it.
Awesome.
You're gonna love it.